Mr. Governor, thank you so much for joining us in our online coverage of the IMF meetings 2016. Paraguay has seen an average of 5.1% GDP growth over the past decade, and your economy is projected to grow 3.5% this year. What can you attribute to this growth?
We always talk about this. We believe really that the basis of every performance is always sound macroeconomic stability. Paraguay has shown across the cycle, not only the economic cycle, but also across all the political cycles, some continuation on policies. So good fiscal policy, a strong monetary policy are crucial for the private sector to really develop and actually get us ahead during the tough time like the one that started in 2014 for our countries.
How have you formulated a tax policy that is attractive to foreign investors?
You need to balance there. You need to balance because you don't want to scare the foreign investor, but also you have some duties to do when you are a Minister of Finance. You have to deliver, especially in our countries, health, education for the people. So it's a tough choice. Sometimes people are saying that Paraguay is paying too low of taxes, but we believe we are in the right one. Right now the cycle demands the same amount of taxes that we have at this moment. That is a VAT of 10%, for example. As a matter of fact, we are a 10-10-10 country. The 10 VAT, 10 corporate, and 10 personal income tax. With that, plus something that we are receiving from binationals, because we are selling energy to Brazil and Argentina, that's enough to have a government that is delivering health and education for the people.
Now, diversification has been cited as a very important factor in Paraguay's growth. What sectors have you prioritized for this diversification?
We always discuss what to do in order to grow even faster. We are, and we will continue to be a country based on agriculture and cattle raising. But that doesn't mean that we have to export raw materials. What we are trying to do with that is to add some value. And in the case of cattle raising, what Paraguay have been doing recently is exporting genetics. We are not exporting any more beef. I mean, we're exporting beef. We're not exporting only beef. We're exporting genetics, like Ecuador until recently bought cows going there in order to prove genetics in Ecuador, and the cows flew by airplane. So imagine the type of genetics that those animals are having. On top of that, we look at our market and we see a 7 million population. That's too small for any large foreign direct investment. So what we have done recently is to become a hub of production for goods going to Brazil. So given the difference in cost between Brazil and Paraguay being much cheaper than Brazil, we were able to convince Brazilian entrepreneurs to go to Paraguay, start producing there and reselling the goods to Brazil with no taxes because we have the Mercosur agreement. So that was another way to start diversifying the economy during the recent years.
Paraguay's finance sector has grown very rapidly from a total credit portfolio of just $1.2 billion in 2005 to $11.7 billion now. What are your plans to further develop the finance sector of the country?
We still have some room to grow. If you look at average in Latin America, we are still under the average. But something that is crucial, because we learned it the hard way, we have to be careful how to grow. Because financial crises are costly, not only economically, but also socially. So what we are trying to do is for the financial sector to continue to be a big contributor to growth. But on top of that, grow very careful. We are working at this moment with a banking law and a central bank charter that really will put all the regulation and supervision in the country at the same level as, for example, Basel III. So that is going to be important to ensure continuity of the development of the financial sector so that the financial sector become a plus, not a minus in economic growth.
And the political and economic troubles happening in the countries of your neighbors, Brazil and Argentina, how have these affected growth and trade in Paraguay?
Uncertainty is bad. Uncertainty on political grounds is very bad. What we have seen especially in trade at the border with Brazil was almost a full stop on that trade. Given the political problems they had economic consequences. I mean, we have seen a sharp devaluation of the real. We have seen the economy fall into recession for the second year in a row this time. But finally, after the political situation was resolved, now we have a better forecast for Brazilian performance in the future. And as a matter of fact, during recent weeks or even the recent 2 months, we have seen some reigniting of the trade border with Brazil.
Governor Valdovinos, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much to you.